the retreat. Vipassana, it was very special. I would say it was comprehensive. I think that's the word that would explain what I went through from very low lows to highs to just and in the between everything that I went through. It was 10 days of no talking, no phone, no music, no writing, no reading, just being present. And it's obviously, it sounds somewhat as in, okay, what am I doing? There was a structure to the day, but in essence, in this learning, they teach you the tools to deal with what comes. Because if I tell you you're going to stay for 10 days without talking, without a phone, without any distractions,
No chance. I would,
it's scary.
Tough. It's tough.
But they also give you the tools to handle what will arise.
Would they give you those tools before you go or while you're there?
So when I say tools, it's like the meditation techniques that they teach you. Because why I went there, I think that matters.
Yeah, of course.
Is because, well, I'm constantly on this journey of trying to know myself more and also become a better person for myself and others. And it seemed like an opportunity to explore who I am more. Yeah, so that was the driver for me, to get to know more of who I am, how I behave, why I do things, question things.
The search of trying to answer those questions, how did you feel the silence, being completely disconnected, no phone, helps you answer those questions? Is it because you're staying in your mind for so long alone that you have to address them, or what would you say the reason is?
So in the first few days, they teach you just to we do so many slots throughout the day of practicing and trying to sense what's coming. So the physical sensations, what they teach you is that the physical sensations is what triggers everything. After 3 days, then you start doing 1 full hour sessions of not moving, and you try to cover your whole body of focusing and trying to see what's coming, scanning, body scan. And when that is happening, you behave how you normally behave with someone else who is difficult or in difficult situations, because you're going through a difficult experience in this. I'm asking you to stay for 1 hour without moving. And then your normal behavior starts. So let's say if you are an avoidant or you have avoidant characteristics, you would see that coming up to, let's say, knee pain. You want to run away from that. Or the other way around, or it's like, I'm going to challenge myself. Not going to leave until this knee pain goes away. And both of these can be damaging. That's when you start realizing what's happening, your behaviors and who I am. And the thoughts that come, because you're constantly sitting, you're not talking, and the thoughts keep coming all the time. And you start observing, what are these thoughts? Where are they coming from?
Mm-hmm. So they help you make those observations as well?
To some degree, yes.
Because if you're not tapped in on what these observations mean, you could be lost, I assume. Like someone could just be in their thoughts and not knowing why their mind is going left, right. Your mind going to this place versus that place. What is it telling you about you? How do you know what it's telling you about you?
I mean, what I observe is there's a pattern of thoughts. I don't know why they come or what's the reason behind them. So in that sense, I don't know it. But what I do know is that when that happens, how I behave, how I interact. Also, it teaches you to kind of be present. So when you notice that you're in a loop of thought, how do I step back from that?
Yeah.
Going back to the breath and letting things be natural and not controlling things. I would notice myself, okay, let's say I realize that I am doing a behavior of being avoidant.
Yeah.
And I want to run away from this experience, or in this moment, I don't like this pain, or I don't like this feeling or this thought. And I'd say, you know what? I'm here to be a better person for me, because this helps me just be more calm
That
or
was
more
like the
relaxed.
driving force to keep you in that intense moment.
And I'm going to try again.
Mhm.
I'm going to try again. Let me
Did you
try
have
again.
that before going there? Like that resilience?
To some degree, yes. But I think there, it just kind of, it was so focused. I'm here for the sole purpose of that.
Like it's like with therapy in a way. A person can't change, or therapy doesn't work if the person themselves doesn't feel the need to change, or doesn't feel there is anything to be analyzed or could be changed. So I guess it needs to come from you to want to embark on journeys like that.
100%. The drive needs to come from within.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. There's no phone. So what keeps people in check? Like in the sense of,
They use a gong to schedule times,
okay,
to tell you, to inform you
yeah,
that like now's lunchtime.
and it's 12 days, right?
10 days.
10 days, okay.
Yeah. 10 days of silence, and they give you like a schedule, timetable in the beginning, and it's the same schedule every day.
Okay.
What do you do in the middle? You can take a nap if there's a break, but it's constantly just being present.
Do you start hearing, I'm curious to know, like when you're silent for that long, do you start hearing things different, like your senses, whether seeing, I'm sure it doesn't change much, but your sense of like hearing, does that get changed at all?
100%.
Because when you hear your voice a lot, there's like a kind of a buzz throughout your day that you're used to, which is your voice, and that just gone, I can imagine. It's just you hear everything like a bat.
You get more sensitive. All your senses
Or heightened
are heightened. So sense of taste, because you're
as well.
trying to be
Okay.
present even when eating. So when I eat, I don't know, cucumber, it's the crunch, the liquids that are gushing. You feel all of that more. You're more aware of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're more aware of, let's say, when you're taking a shower and the water is hitting your body.
Mm.
When someone is talking, the layers.
Yeah.
I did notice that for me throughout the days, my senses were much more heightened.
And how was it to come out?
Oh man.
Just
On the last
overwhelming?
day, they let you speak with
Okay.
their colleagues or co-meditators.
Is it emotional in any way, or?
To some degree, yeah. And also, it's overwhelming because all of a sudden my vocal cords have been resting for that much time, and then I'm like working them out again. Everything's so loud. So on the tube, I would be sitting like this because of the
It's loud, yeah.
screeching.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas maybe in the past, I wouldn't be that sensitive. I think the difference is if I was more sensitive or I was still sensitive, but now I would notice when my capacity has been reached.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd maybe step away for a bit, take a break. Whereas in the past, I would just kind of push through it and almost betray myself.
I see. So you're very hyper aware of, like, with doing things like the retreat, you're understanding yourself, I guess, more than many people are at their age. Like even the concept of there is something here to be understood, and I'm gonna try and get those answers. So in you searching for those answers, what do you feel like? Like let's say you continue to do this for another 10 years. Do you know what you're striving towards, or like with this knowledge of self-understanding, where could it lead you?
I guess it's more peace and harmony to some degree. I'm gonna start not making things up, but I will speculate.
Yeah, let's speculate. Let's dance around it. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Peace, just being comfortable
Yeah.
with whatever is happening.
Yeah.
Having harmony, and just being okay with whatever it is, good or bad. Not judging, because any decision you make or action or thought, not thought, because we can't control thoughts, but any decisions are based on wisdom, as in a choice, rather than a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make an action because someone tells me something that offends me. I'm not going to snap back at them.
Stoicism.
Even if I make a decision that could be tough, it's a choice. So having a choice in every matter. And then the second part is becoming a teacher.
Mm.
So sharing the knowledge.
Mhm.
I think that's the second part.
Are you happy?
Happy.
Yeah.
I would say I am in a good place.
Yeah. How do you define it? Happiness.
What is happiness? I think it's having good relationships in life, acceptance. Relationships, I think, are the most important part. And also being comfortable in whatever the situation is now.
Because I've always wondered, the battle of discipline versus pleasure. Which one, like for example, simple example, you go to the gym or go on a run, you feel a sense of you had to be a certain discipline to achieve that run or that session, or very easily, you could have went to the fridge, had a donut. Both, so they tie in some way, but they're very different. Which one is each person different, or is there one that's correct? You can only get happiness if you're disciplined, or you should just seek pleasure 24/7. A life lived where you're seeking pleasure and receiving it all the time makes you happier than if you have discipline in your life.
It's very loaded.
That is loaded. Yeah.
Depends on what the person wants.
Mm.
Because I think pleasure is different than happiness.
Also.
This enjoyment is instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
But also I think happiness is a short-lived. You know what? When you ask me, are you happy? I would respond to say, I am content.
Mm-hmm.
Because happiness is an emotion, in my opinion. It's like anger, it's like frustration, it's like shock or surprise.
I'll tell you from my
Yeah,
perspective.
please.
I see myself as very happy because I understand, yes, happiness comes in spells. The generic way people perceive happiness comes in spells. It's a roller coaster. Once you're on board with the ride, with the waves of the ocean, you might go up and that's happiness, but I understand very well there's a down coming, and I'm too fine with that. So, I'm happy with the whole wave.
Okay.
So I don't just call that top of the wave happiness, which I guess is the good times. That it doesn't have to be good times for me to be happy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is kind of messed up because in some sad moments, I can appreciate that this is sadness because there was once so much happiness, and this is part of the down of that wave. And there's going to be another up, I guess. So it's like always ups and downs. No, that's how I see it. So I'm happy with the full wave, rather than just trying to segment it. Because that's, you take control that way, like living in the moment. Oh, I'm happy. Oh, I'm sad now. Oh, I'm happy. And then you're just up and down. That's like you're not in control.
Why do we have to be in control?
Well, I mean, similar to why you went to the retreat, we are, whether you like it or not, thrusted into this game of life. And this isn't a religious discussion, what your belief or faith is. Because irrespective of that, we are all equal. We are all humans on earth. And there's so many unanswered questions. So the least you can do, the least, is have control on your own vessel, your own outlook. Because everything else is far, far beyond your control. I just think of surfer bros when I think of people who don't have, which is a life, I guess, It's like you've just given up trying to have control, and it's just onto the world to take me where I'll let the world decide what happens and how I go. That's very scary to me, personally. That's why I need to have some form of control, chokehold on life. Yeah, how do you see it?
I mean, no, from what you're saying, it sounds like just I agree with the element, or at least in how I do it in my world, is I try to acknowledge what I can and can't control. Therefore, if there are things that I cannot control, then I try to be okay with it. It's not worth investing my efforts into it. But what I try to control is I mean my actions. So even in the reactions are actions that we are not controlling. So I'm trying to change that to be able to, when making actions, they come from a choice. So I'm actually making a decision there. So I have control over that. And then the second part is the game. So having a big picture of what do I want to, where do I want to be?
How do you view the game? Like, what to you, like, what is the purpose? Like, for me, I see it as genuinely, I do feel there's good and evil in simplest terms. There's genuinely good and evil, and I want to be on the side of the good and combat evil.
Yeah.
Now, how that manifests into my life and day to day is what I'm learning. Like, so for you, as you wake up, what is the mission? What is the goal today?
I mean, the ultimate mission for me is to make a positive impact on people. For me, that comes through wholesome actions, so things that would help someone in some way or form.
How do you do that? Because I know your content is heavily geared on doing that. And I guess that's how I came across you as well. You know, the simple question of seeing how people react when you ask them, like, what made you smile today? You can see visually them remanifesting what made them smile, and they become happy. Just in that question. There's no one who answers it in an upset way, because it is a positive, a smile is usually associated with positivity, unless you're a psychopath, you know, doing that type of content. What have you learned? Like, asking people about positivity, and that, would you say, in itself is part of spreading it?
Yes. Also, it's a call for awareness. So I try to kind of get the person to probe themselves in the moment. What am I
Okay.
feeling right now? I actually, this is funny, but on my phone I have a sticky note that says, "How do I feel?"
Okay.
And it's trying to get myself to be present when I'm kind of lost in thought.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I feeling now? And this is what I'm trying to ask someone. I don't want to go so deep into a place where they wouldn't be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they feel? Why would I tell this random stranger?
Oh.
But something like, what made you smile today? It's a call for awareness, gratitude, because I feel like it's easy from what I've seen, it's easy to get lost in the negative loop, which is fine. I'm not saying it's bad, but also to have the balanced side of, okay, what is also good? What did I appreciate today? What made me smile?
What made you smile?
And it's a call to kind of bring that bit of joy,
Yeah.
maybe make someone's day.
Do you feel responses across people are similar, or like how do people respond usually to you going up to them and asking them?
I mean, actually, there was a really funny one.
Yeah, tell me.
One guy, it's very witty. I asked him what is something that you're grateful for today, and he said, "Being left alone, mate." And he turned the other way. That was really good. But
Only in London, I love it.
only
Yeah.
in London.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've noticed that in different places. So let's say I was in Bath recently. It seemed like they had any reason to be joyful.
Mm-hmm.
So if it wasn't the weather, if it wasn't the sun, it would be spending time with their family. If it wasn't that, they always had a reason.
Fantastic. Okay.
And I think most positive people, these kind of thoughts come from within. If you want to look for something that makes you happy or joyful, you will find it.
Do you find there's any contrast with Egypt? Because you're from Egypt. Do you find culturally there's any differences in terms of attitude towards happiness, to positivity, to way of thinking, outlook?
I think they're very different in terms of economic situations, which has a big impact. The gratitude element maybe is more prominent in Egypt, which I've seen more.
How does that manifest? Like, What do you mean?
When someone, you ask them, okay, like, yeah, I'm going through this and that, and it's tough, but I'm all right. I'm all right. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas maybe, from what I've seen, sometimes if someone is not in a good place, here in London, it would be. I mean, it would. They would say, you know what, it's not good. I'm not in a good place, and that's that. Which is still fine to acknowledge that when something, let's say, when we're going through that curve of where
Yeah.
are we, I'm
Yeah.
here now, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's this wishful thinking that people have in Egypt of like, I'm here, but hopefully I'll be there.
But
Uh,
it's coming. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like it's on
yeah.
the horizon. It's
I don't
like
know. It's just a difference in way of the way people frame or phrase things.
mm-hmm. Do you feel like parenting plays a part, or like you're born into this, into life, how your parents or siblings or friends and family, culture, country to country, or even household to household, probably.
100% household to household. I don't think people are that different country to country. At the end of the day, everyone is human, but definitely the way you grow up, what the way of thinking is like, that plays a big role in how someone would respond, how your outlook, because usually, and again, this is the shell that everyone tries to break through growing up, is what was I raised with? What are the thoughts that come naturally to mind? When, let's say, something bad happens, how do we respond? When something good happens, how do we respond? This happens in the smallest interactions. Yeah, definitely household to household. That's my own perspective. I don't think it's that different across countries.
Like if you were to say, like looking at Farouk, how much of your thoughts, how much would you say are yours and you own them versus what's been fed to you either by society, friends, family? What would you say the percentage split is? And are you working to change that split?
I haven't analyzed it specifically,
Yeah, let's
but
analyze it now. Yeah, let's
but what
analyze.
I would say is that I do observe that sometimes the limits that I place for myself, or the boundaries, or the thoughts,
Mm.
aren't always mine. As in, I'm doing this because this is what I was raised for, like, to do, or this is not okay because, not because, let's say, I feel this on a gut experiential thought. It's because this is what I was taught, or was the community or the culture was like. And then the second part of your question, which is, okay, am I trying to break from that? I think what I'm trying to find is what are, ultimately I would like to have all the thoughts that are coming to be mine, because therefore my
You are you.
actions are genuine,
Mm-hmm.
they're true
Mm-hmm.
to myself. And I think this is what I strive to be when I'm communicating, when I'm doing something, an action at work, uh, when I'm speaking with friends, when I'm speaking with someone I don't know, or just trying to be myself. I think that is it.
Yeah.
And this is part of the journey also of me coming here to London,
Yeah.
is to try to find,
Mm.
when there are no kind of external inputs that tell you to do this or to do that, what is true, what is coming from within. This
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to find.
That's very interesting because I do feel also like, yes, like for example, in Egypt, I can imagine there's very high pressure on what you should and shouldn't be doing. Coming here, also, there's also a societal layer of norms that you should and shouldn't adhere to. So, do you feel like you've left a social cage but are now in a bigger one, but still a cage?
I think there's always a cage.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I think the word cage might have a
That's a bit, yeah.
negative connotation,
Yeah, fair
but
enough.
there is an expectation, let's call it
Barrier.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, barriers. And maybe just in London, I get exposed to different ways of thinking. I see how
Very
people are
multicultural. Yeah.
100%. It's just
It's a
mind
hub.
blowing.
Yeah.
But that kind of, obviously, these expectations or boundaries have benefits in some cases, so I'm not going to deny that. But I also want to see what I resonate with And I think that's the self-exploration journey that I'm on.
How big a part does your profession play in your life, and how much does it define you?
How much does it define me? I think we're all undefinable.
Okay.
That is a blanket statement I'd like to make.
Yeah.
That we're constantly changing,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't define you, and you can't define me with a few words. And that's why bullying is so cruel, because I would take a snapshot of you and decide to extrapolate that as if this is you forever and make fun of that. But back to the work I'm doing. Well, I mean, it's a way to express my, because I feel like I am multi-dimensional. I have a creative side which I like to portray through social media, or the engineering technical way of thinking, where I like structured things. And I try to do that somewhat with social media, but work gives me that, because I work in technology. So it gives me that, it feeds that hunger,
Yeah.
like fixing things,
Mm-hmm.
Listening, trying to understand problems. I was trying to answer 3 questions. That's why I tried to join a tech consultancy. So the 3 questions are: what do I excel the most in? What do I enjoy the most? And also, how does a tech consultancy work? When I joined that was like the 3rd question that came to play. And in this journey, I've been trying to do different things. So I first started in software engineering, where I would be the engineer that would build the solution. I'm now ending this phase, which was working in project management, or overseeing how things are delivered, being there to provide the structure, the guidance, the timelines, checking the finances. And then the 3rd part is selling. So how do we actually work with a client externally? Well, number one, actually, why are we building this solution? Because there must be a pain that we're trying to solve. And number 2, how do we access these people? And like, how did you reach out to me? This was you almost doing a bit of some sort of sales, of
Absolutely.
outreach, checking, gauging if I'm interested or not. If I wasn't interested, we wouldn't have had this conversation.
Absolutely. I think so true. Sales, I guess it made me very late on in, I guess, my career understand the importance of sales. So I always had the assumption that if your product is good, it sells itself, which is like the 101 of sales, biggest mistake. Nothing sells itself, so very true, the pitch, to people, because at the end, like, if your consumer is a person, which
They will be.
they will be, yeah.
Or it could
for
be
now, I mean,
it could be an animal, or
it could be,
but-
could be, but you're probably selling to someone who will then feed that animal, or
yeah.
So you do have to have an element of, this is fantastic. Okay, and the guy's like, okay, but what does it have anything to do with me? Like, I'm happy to do it, but connect the dots for me, at least connect the dots for me. You also have to put ego aside to an extent, like, and I think the battle of the ego is like, I'd love to hear your opinion on ego as a whole, and then especially the man's ego, because, like, I feel if you get rid of it, if you genuinely, or not, maybe there's good ego, but if you can control it, you can just change your day. Like, does ego, would you say, affect anything in the work you do, or with people at work at all? It does.
I mean, so responding to your, because you took us through a journey of questions there, and leading
I
it
do
to
that sometimes, Farouk.
leading it to ego. So that's why what I'm going to do next is sales, to kind of explore that world and see how to get in touch with more people.
Yeah.
And then I think the second part of sales, which I really am interested in, is trying to understand what someone's problem is, because I love to listen. I'm very curious. I mean, I like to talk as well,
Yeah.
but I am very curious. And I think in sales it's very important to try to understand what the person's problem is, because sometimes they don't even know and they come
Yes.
with a situation and they need help kind of refining. Ego, again, how this would negatively affect if you are, again, reacting. So you're not, someone tells you something, your ego gets hurt, and then you hit back with
Yeah.
something else. And it's like, okay, this is my ego talking. But whereas, okay, it's telling me something. Can I listen to this ego and then
Yeah.
make a judgment or a sound decision?
Yeah.
I think this is how one can utilize their ego, and that's my own opinion
Yeah.
on that thought. But obviously, it does have negative effects if it's just like reaction after reaction after, like you're not actually being present.
What would you say to people who would then say, you're a robot, you're so plain, you're not letting your emotions make your decisions, like if you're sad, cry, if
Yeah.
you're this, just let it be expressed, get rid of the control. Like, how would you respond to
No, I think
those?
let it be. No, that's very important.
Would that not contradict being in control?
Why not?
Because if you're in control, you would then analyze, is this emotion best for this situation now? And if not, I'll put it to the side and assess this correctly. Or if the emotion is appropriate, I will onboard it.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No. I let it happen.
You let it happen.
Let it happen. But
Okay.
letting an emotion happen doesn't mean that.
But you've decided to let it happen.
No. Always
Okay, let it happen, genuinely.
Let it happen.
Okay.
Yeah, let it happen. It's okay.
Okay.
But then, if you're crying, you can cry.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't. I wouldn't see that as an action, because it's like if my, it's as if I'm asking you to not feel the pain, but it's there.
Oh, I see.
You just acknowledge that it's there and you let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't stop the pain from coming. So if I'm feeling angry or frustrated, if I try to stop it, if anything, sometimes it would hinder me, because I'm trying to push something that is trying to scream. So letting it happen lets it pass, because it's going to pass anyway. It's not permanent.
That's very deep, by the way. Riding that.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of, I think takes a lot of courage to ride it, because it's almost an unknown. I battle with that myself. I fear losing control in letting my emotion surface, where I do feel sometimes it needs to. And there are times where it has, and I felt better for it, It's just like the fear, like at work, let's say your manager comes in and says, Farouk, this is not what we were expecting.
Yeah.
And then you feel something and you let it happen. Would you ever regret letting it happen?
Like letting the reaction happen is good.
Mm-hmm.
Even like if my heart is beating fast, I'm just like, okay, it's hard. I can't stop it. And therefore, if it's beating fast, I might get anxious. Okay, fine. I'm feeling that way right now. No, I wouldn't regret.
Does your heart beat fast when you go on dates, Farouk? Or do you get those same symptoms you're describing? Because I feel that is the most intimate way to bring someone into your life. So while you're dealing with everything, the closest next person that will have access to that is the intimate person you allow into your life. Do you, firstly, welcome that? Or are you at a place where you're like, I need to understand me first before I can let any other energy interfere with mine?
No, I'm welcome to that. I'm
Okay.
open to it. I am in a relationship, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's a constant process. So
Yeah,
if I decide to say that I will not do it unless I hit this mark, I can't measure this mark, number one. And number two, it's a journey that I'm constantly going through, that I'm growing, experiencing. Sometimes maybe I regress and step back for a bit, and then, but at least when I am aware, I would say, okay, I'm regressing right now. What happened? But and then being open to share that with another person, because when you are vulnerable, which is being honest about what you're going through, you're helping them understand you, but you're also acknowledging what's going on inside you and sharing it. I think that's I don't know. I'm still going through that journey, but when you are vulnerable,
are you in love?
Yeah.
How does that feel? What does it do to you?
I mean, it's It's a lovely
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
What does it do to
It's
you?
like
I
what
mean,
made you smile. See, you started thinking about it,
yeah,
and yeah,
it's just,
wow,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
It's a
She's
complex
special.
feeling.
Yeah,
It's, I mean, caring, helping, but also being supported and being comfortable with someone and someone being comfortable with you. It's a great thing to experience.
do you feel like everyone should experience it?
I mean, it would be great if everyone can experience it,
Yeah,
but I don't think there is a should or shouldn't in life.
really. You don't think there are shouldn'ts in life?
I mean, there's so many ways of thinking.
Mm.
This is something I was exposed to here.
Mm.
What I was raised to say that this should not be happening. Some people are so okay with other things. I'm not saying that it is right for me or what I'm doing is right for them, but the idea of everyone should go through something should, I think it's so relative.
Yeah, and I think that is a beautiful way of thinking. That there is more than just what you think out there. So I do what I do, so I can listen to different perspectives. I don't want to be around yes men or people who are constantly regurgitating similar thoughts to me. I actually love to go far off the rails and speak to different, but so long as they can come with why they think this way, what drew them to those conclusions, and about life. Because it's, I mean, we're here for a short time, it's like try and digest as much of the world as possible. What would your advice be, Farouk, for someone who wants to start thinking and having an outlook of life the way you do, to be very tapped in to, or trying to search for more than just getting on with the day?
When you say the way I do, I'm not sure. Like, I wouldn't say that the way I'm doing again is the right way
It doesn't
or
have
what
to be
should
right.
be.
It
I
doesn't have
would,
to be right. It is a way.
yeah, it is a way.
It is a way. So if anyone wanted to, that resonates with that and likes it and wants it to be their way too, how would you start? What's ground zero?
I mean, finding a practice that you can connect with. For some, it's praying. For some, it's meditation. But finding a way to look within,
Mm-hmm.
to give a chance for your thoughts, to see that. So therefore, you are aware. So and I mean, this comes with the diligence part or being consistent, and doing it again and again and again, and therefore, you'll find out more. Doesn't matter if you get better or not, because again, better is so relative, but you will find out more about yourself or about others or about things, I don't know, plans. So, but to get exposed more to that rather than just being consumed in the, like, what's happening now, as if like, yeah, I'm happy, I'm sad, social media. Obviously, even I can produce and I consume social media, but just being aware, and how that happens is through probably practice. That's my own opinion. And the second element is realizing that there is change. So when you were saying that I would speak with someone that is very different, that when they're very different now, and there's always this change of I'm not the same person in 5 years, in 1 year, in a week. Obviously, to some degree, I would be similar, but we change. If I see a 10-year-old and then see them 15 years later, they could be a completely different person.
Absolutely, yeah.
And accepting that there is always change, and to not assume what people are.
Would the people you're around, for example, friends and family, do you give them that same grace of, that over time they too could change? I guess that almost eliminates expectations of who they are in a given moment, because they could be in a journey of evolving themselves in that moment. So you might see them again next time, and you welcome what comes. You have to, right? You have to welcome what comes. What if you don't like it?
I mean, I struggle sometimes with my biases of having expectations sometimes, and then someone being different. And it's because with the expectations, I could judge. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting someone to be that way. So when they're not in that way, okay, I have assessed them in a negative way, and
Is that a
they're
you
different.
problem or a them problem?
Me problem, 100%. 100% it's a me problem. It's a me problem. And this is a reaction. So I'm like, oh, now I'm trying to say, okay, what's coming? But what if I don't like that? I mean,
Yeah, what if you don't like that?
what if? So what?
Hmm.
Can I force them? It's not in my control.
Would you say your friends have been the same friends your whole life? Or has there been a lot of change?
I have friends that we've been consistent together.
Have they changed?
Oh, 100%. Of
Okay.
course.
Hmm.
We all have changed.
Hmm.
Everyone has changed.
And you all collectively welcome each other's changes?
I mean, if you don't welcome it, at some point you might stop becoming friends,
Friends, yeah.
which is fine. You
Mhm.
can accept the fact that someone is different than what you were used to or not used to, what you're comfortable with.
Hmm.
And I guess it's tough
It is tough.
because it comes with what might seem like as a loss, but it's also change. Like nothing is expected to be. I'm not expected to be here in the next minute.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
hopefully
not
I
gonna
am.
do
But
anything, Farouk. You know, you're safe here. You're safe.
but in reality, there is
Yeah.
no expectation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if there is an expectation, it is baseless.
Have you lost viewers or friends because they felt you've changed? Or
Maybe.
Hmm.
I mean, probably, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Does that bother you in any way? Or?
it does seem sometimes it does feel sad, yeah. But it's an emotion that comes. I accept it
Why does it make you sad?
because I guess it's reminiscing the fun moments that we would have, or the what. Again, it's based on the expectation that you want something to continue forever,
Yeah.
but it's baseless because nothing guarantees it.
Mhm.
So it's the feeling of losing something that I could have had.
Mm-hmm. For me, definitely the most mentally stimulating aspect of my life is my career, because I work in supply chain. So it's very operational, and you're looking at numbers all the time and doing math all the time and looking at pipelines of when things arrive and when they need to go out. So that's genuinely. So outside of that, I try and actually watch Love Island, to you have to counterbalance it somehow, because the mind is just
Yeah.
going. Like, for you, is it also your career that, like, what drives your mind to the brink, and how do you ensure that it's continuing to grow and continuing to be challenged?
I never thought of it that way, honestly.
What's the bench press for your mind?
I mean, honestly, work is really
Work.
intense.
Mm-hmm.
What I realized throughout this journey that I'm still exploring, I mean, I have this kind of thought of I want to be a CEO one day, or be a founder of something that would, because why is it that there is obviously the financial element, which I could provide to others as well. And then the second part is, how can I make an impact, a positive impact on so many people? And when you're in these positions, you get to make an impact like that, obviously. But I am trying to do it even from today with social media, but it's an indirect way. So I make a video that might motivate someone, or make someone's day better, or make them smile while they're even watching. There's the people that I actually interact with, but there's also the people that watch, because one video would be seen by so many.
And is there strategy involved in it? Like, does that mentally, on how you get to those goals, is it very demanding on you?
Not really, no. No, I take it one step at a time. But back to the position of, okay, how am I going to do that? I realized that I enjoy solving or even discovering people problems more than technical problems. I enjoy the technical incorporation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I work in technology, but
That's the ends to the means.
exactly.
Yeah.
But having it with people, like trying to understand what's the problem, why are they struggling with it, getting to know them, that is more mentally stimulating for me. It's complex as well. and stimulating, trying to communicate, to negotiate,
Yeah.
constant negotiations every day at work. And that is, I enjoy that. That is the mental stimulation for me. And trying to understand.
How do you know if you're improving at it?
Feedback.
Yeah.
There's the feedback element where you can ask from colleagues
Yeah.
or your leaders. The other part is how comfortable you're feeling. Or at least I'm in a more comfortable state right now when I'm going into this interaction, which means I'm more practiced and I feel confident in my abilities because I've seen myself do it before and it has been successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you play Sudoku?
I actually don't.
You don't.
I don't play Sudoku.
Do you play chess?
I used to, but not something. I don't do these kind of activities. For me, I guess I play sports. I play paddle tennis. I used to play professional volleyball, and I used to.
Did you actually?
Yeah, and I used to play in the position, which is the setter position, which is the strategy of the court, because they get to make all the decisions. They communicate with their teammates. I would be setting the decision, like the strategy of who's going to attack from where, and that was very stimulating. Now it's paddle tennis, and that is very stimulating for me. So I get to engage my body, I get to engage my mind, and even on an emotional part, I would notice that when I'm playing, when I make mistakes, I would judge myself so much negatively. I would be very critical. After my retreat, I noticed that I'm much calmer and more okay with when I make mistakes rather than when I wouldn't, when before that. And I would even notice when, let's say I'm playing with someone and we're cheering each other on and they say a statement that is pressuring, but you don't notice, and then therefore it makes a negative effect on you. So let's say we're not going to lose the next point, we're going to win it.
Let's go, Farouk. This is your serve now. Come on.
This is good.
Yeah.
But sometimes they would say, we have to win this game. Let's do it. This is pressure that makes you be more hesitant and anxious. Whereas if you're okay with the situation where I'm going to do my best, I'm going to play and I'm going to have fun, and let's play even moment by moment, rally by rally, point by point, whatever it is, because you're not kind of tying it to an expectation, you perform better. That is something that I've noticed with sport, which links the emotional side, but also the physical, which I'm actually exerting a lot of effort.
Of course, yeah.
And then I like to I play calisthenics, which is something I also record in my social media content.
How long have you been doing it for?
Journey. Calisthenics?
Yeah.
It's not a long time. I started like in May, June 2025.
Okay.
So
what's the progression to like a muscle up? Like how far are you, or can you
actually now can do a muscle up?
Fantastic.
Which was a big one for me.
That's big.
Kipping though, so I'm still kind of getting to the point where you can do it strict.
Yeah.
But I love it because number one, it shows progression for me, and I get to interact with nature, which I love.
Yeah.
And it helps me do the sports better. So when I'm stronger, well, number one, functionally, I'm going up the stairs comfortably. I can carry a supermarket trolley. I feel fitter.
Yeah.
Then the second part is it helps me do my sports better. So I'm physically better when playing paddle tennis. I am able to hit like the ball more aggressively. I'm more reactive or responsive.
It's beautiful. Sport is very underrated. For someone who doesn't do it, I think they don't know how much they're missing, because it's not just about winning that game. It's not about the game. It's so much more, like what you were talking about, the strategy and where your mind goes as you're playing it, the pressure and the immediate feedback loop of if you make a mistake, you lose the point. They're there right in front of you, and there are people counting on you, like your teammate, and it might mean a lot more to other people than it does to you, but it's still them. It matters to them. So I know it's just hitting a ball back, but it's so important to them. So if I'm not going to do it for me, at least it teaches you how to do it for a team, do it for someone else. And then therefore you want to get better. How do I get better? I need to exert. Well, the progression to a muscle up, it takes time. You can't just be better. Tomorrow I'll be better at paddle. You can't, right? So you have to layer it, and it's like a direct feedback connection. It's beautiful when you practice and see yourself getting big, because it's your body. It's genuinely your body. So what you're seeing your body do is like,
It's amazing.
it's amazing. And when you start getting better and you start, and then diet comes into it too, that plays a huge part. Are you big on diet as well?
Yeah, I'm big on nutrition, so just being aware of what I'm feeding, like what I'm feeding my body. But I just want to say something that you said,
Yeah, tell me.
to just like connect on that. Also, learning how to communicate with someone when you feel like maybe I felt like I've let down my teammate. How do I kind of communicate that? How do I communicate when my
Shrug your
teammate
shoulder and break your racket.
literally yeah
That's it.
yeah when tough moments happen in sports, how do you react? How do you
Yeah,
respond?
it's very important.
When your teammate feels like they've let you down, how do you kind of support them through this and show them that it's okay and accept that, you know what, today wasn't a good day or it wasn't a good moment. Let's try again.
Takes trust though as well, because if you trust that they tried their best and they are doing everything they can to win and to genuinely be there, it makes it easier to do that. But if you know they showed up late, they're tired, it makes it hard for you to then lose and to have that sympathy for them, right?
Yeah.
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 So find a good teammate. Yeah.
But also you need to communicate. It's very important. In sports, communication is number one, and it makes you a much better player. But yeah, back to the food part.
Yeah.
Yeah, food is very important for me.
Mhm.
I really, like, in my day to day, I try to.
Are
I
you
mean,
counting calories and things?
I no longer do that,
Mhm.
but I used to. But and that taught me, okay, what amount should I be eating? What foods should I be eating?
Yeah.
But also being in London, it gives you an opportunity to try so many
There's
things, like
so much here, right?
tofu,
Yeah.
plant-based. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
But also,
What about in Egypt?
I mean, now actually,
Like,
it's
it's
come.
blowing up, right?
Yeah.
Like health and
Recently,
fitness is huge now in Egypt.
oh, fitness is massive. It's always been massive.
But now it's like I'm seeing it like when I go to Egypt, I see genuinely a lot of people are in shape now. Like, which means clearly they're very conscious of. It means you have to be conscious of your
Food.
nutrition and onboarding some form of physical activity. It's growing. I think globally, to be fair. I think with social media, everyone's seeing what you could be and how easy it is, and
Awareness.
awareness. Yeah, spreading that awareness. But was there any place you want to go and travel to, or any other experience you want to onboard in your life?
I'm a big fan of adrenaline.
Okay.
I always like doing skydiving. I've done
Oh, yeah?
static line parachuting on my own. This was I had trained in Egypt for a month, and you jump on your own. It's like the ones that the parachute opens straight away, similar to the army jumps, instant,
Where would you be jumping off?
like a plane.
Okay.
But it's just like from 1 kilometer, so you don't actually dive. And I've done skydiving,
Mhm.
but tandem, so you're like attached like as a
To the guy,
baby.
yeah.
Done that multiple times. But what I want to kind of do is get a license to jump on my own.
Really? My brothers just got it.
Really?
Yeah, they did it in Spain.
They did like 7 days.
I think, they were there for like 7-10 days.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
And you get the license and you can jump alone now.
Anywhere in the world,
Yeah, exactly.
anytime, on your
It
own.
looks cool. It looks
Yeah,
cool.
I think this is what I want to do.
Can you do it here in London?
Yeah, anywhere.
Okay.
No, can you do it here in London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably, I assume.
Yeah.
But
summer
probably want to
time.
travel somewhere where I get to see somewhere different
Of course.
and see it from up top.
Yeah.
And also get to kind of enjoy
There's nice spots. I think like once summer comes, it's gonna open. Like just Europe will probably have so many nice locations for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what I want to do. Become a licensed skydiver.
Nice. I'll join you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, Farouk, it's been a pleasure, honestly, speaking with you today. And I think it's a friendship that will be ongoing. We'll probably do another part 2, hopefully. Yeah, we'll be in touch. I'd love to hear more about how you get on, and you will probably embrace change. I will also change myself. So we'll keep up to date and remain friends throughout.
Dawood, it's been a pleasure, really, and I share the same sentiment. And really looking forward to kind of to stay in contact and to see how change has happened to you, and to
Yeah.
stay friends.
Thank you.
Nice one, Mr. Farouk.